everyone. Welcome back to the Grievance-It Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Eric Kamara, along with my best friend and co-host, Wendell Peters.
Thank you, Eric.
Long time no see.
Hey, buddy. It's been a while.
We haven't been together in a while.
You know, but we've been talking the talk.
Yeah.
And
we've been putting out shorts every day, but we just haven't been able to get together. So I'm glad we're together now.
Me too.
So it's Sunday. I figured I'd pick a lighthearted, softer topic.
In fact, it's Memorial Day Sunday.
Yeah, it's Memorial Day weekend also.
So a lot of these things would actually apply.
Yeah.
Back in our day.
Back in our day, it would apply. Yeah, so we're going to go over some things that these next generations will never experience, never have any part of, never get to know the enjoyment of.
Right. I tell you, it's our walking in the snow barefoot to school day.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
And so I got to admit, as I was preparing for this, I'm telling you,
brought you back memories.
A tad emotional.
Right. So again, I put together a list of the things that the next generations, the Generation Z, and moving forward, will never experience. So
plus, it's a different economic swing. Right? With this generational shift, they'll never. I mean, there's different economic factors that play in.
Yeah, but I think it's mostly just technology taking over. The malls, the video store is mostly Yeah, it's consumer related, definitely. So, anyways, the very first one is the video store ritual. I know you must have been to the video store.
Oh man!
Before there was even Blockbuster.
Yeah, it was 49er, gold miner, 49er, and man, it was all about timing.
Yeah.
I had 4 kids, so
it was fun.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun going, picking out your movie.
Absolutely.
Getting there and the movie wasn't in maybe.
Yeah.
So then having to settle for the second
best. Right.
Bringing it back and getting chastised for not rewinding it.
And all the kids, this is something, just as we go along here, I'm just realizing, the kids went with me.
Yeah.
It wasn't like bring us a pizza.
No, it was a family event.
Because Dad might bring us, Benji or something.
Yeah.
So
they want to make sure they got what they wanted.
Right.
And just, like you said, you brought the kids with you. It wasn't something that you even had to tell them, hey, guys, calm down while Dad shops. No, they were into their own aisles, their own genres.
They saw their classmates.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
everybody was there, especially Friday and Saturday. Those were the days.
Yeah.
Those days are gone. Everything now is just a remote control on your smart TV.
The crazy is just sometimes when we would go up in camping or camping in a motel.
Yeah.
In a wood cabin place, they would have the little grocery store and everything with 20 titles available.
Together movies.
So now, it was just fun.
Yeah, even those backwoods places. It was kind of better because it was harder. It's harder now to get Wi-Fi in some of those places, right?
Right.
It would be better to have the old VHS back or the DVD sitting there when you came in. I remember we had my father was the first one in the neighborhood to get a VCR, and we were all the friends were over, waiting for us to rent a movie, see which ones we'd get. It was a good time. Then I remember a friend in school. Their parents opened a local video store.
Wow.
And they opened that up
cool.
just as the boom was leaving though.
Oh.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, I don't even know what happened.
It hit hard. It went, But it's like you said, I went to the May Company in Thousand Oaks, California, and got the ginormous. It had to be. What was RC? What was it?
Radio Shack.
The company that made TVs and stuff.
Oh, RCA?
RCA, yeah. That was my first, and it looked like a news person, with that on
camera?
because you had to have the box unit and the camera, and put that on your shoulder, and so, that was.
And I also remember because it was relatively early in the time of VHS, we had to drive 45 minutes
Whew.
to go to the nearest video store
Wow.
at first. But then, like I said, then it started popping
That's
up
pretty
everywhere.
cool. And then they started giving away, the microwave popcorn and
All right, they started selling all the snacks right there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, all the snacks,
Yeah.
man.
Everything was right there, just like the movie theaters.
Just like the. So anyway,
Just as expensive. So,
it's like it gave us streaming gave us everything and somehow made choosing hard.
took it all away.
So anyway, I like this. What you put here, the rental store was a community space,
Yeah.
not just a content delivery system. That's the truth.
That's the truth.
That's the
man.
truth. Yeah. So then we go to the mall
Oh, the malls.
as a social universe.
Yeah.
Phew, run it.
Right. I mean, I remember the first big step in your life was being able to go to the mall,
Yeah.
to get either dropped off or ride your bike to the mall, right? That was your
Oh my
first.
God.
That was your first, like, chance at freedom, almost, right?
Right.
You were away from the structures of home. You were away from the structures of school. You got to know each other for real.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
With no guidelines and it was just a good time. I remember just walking around the mall with my friends, and then you bump into the local girls that were hanging out there. And
Yeah.
I remember we had my friends would always be breakdancing out front of the mall. They had their cardboard down, and
Well, I didn't do that.
that's where your first date with a girl back then was either the movie or the mall.
Yeah. Of course,
Yeah.
mine, of course, again, was 4 children. But I got to tell you, I did have a lot of fun shopping with them, and because it was, they still, even with me present, they had their independence.
Right.
They took
it was
off
always,
and-
we'll meet you back here.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, so you had that map that was
Great maps.
Okay, so we're right here. We'll meet you back here
Yeah.
in 2 hours.
And watch this. And well,
Yeah.
with you had a watch on, right?
You actually had a watch back then.
Everybody had to
Yeah.
have a watch.
Yeah, there was no fucking phone.
Man,
on
yeah.
it.
And it was in the food court.
Ah, the food court.
Man, all kinds of.
Bourbon chicken. Right? I mean, it's not PF Chang's. What was the one that was all, but they always had the bourbon. Remember they would stand out with the little tray with the toothpicks in it? You
Yes,
could get a free
yes.
sample. And that was what was so great about the mall too. It wasn't just the social aspect. Everything was tangible. Like, you go there and you didn't have to wait to see if it was going to fit you. You tried
Yeah.
it on. You didn't have
Yeah.
to wait to see if it was your kind of style. You had it on. Your
Yeah.
friend said yes or no, you know? You walked out with a brand new pair of kicks.
And I like how you come at this from, you were a kid doing this.
I was
And
a kid, yeah.
As I watch you, your eyes are lighting up, your energy's going up. It was, I because I could grab a chair massage.
Yeah. You can also do the taste test at Hickory Farms.
Oh,
Right?
Hickory.
The summer sausage.
Oh my.
The summer sausage with the
I was
duck sauce.
depressed when that closed. Oh man.
Hickory Farms.
Hickory
man.
Farms, they still kind of show up now and then, but it's
Pretzels.
like you. Oh yeah, and well, don't. Yeah, you're getting close. You're getting
Oof.
close. Cinnabon.
Cinnabon. Don't forget
I can
Cinnabon.
smear that all over my face, man. Okay, so anyway. Oh yeah, it was a real Jenny Craig kind of place.
Yeah, and like I said, you went there, not only did you get to hang out, but if you're going to buy something or get something, you got to try it, you got to see it. Even, remember Toys R Us and KB Toys, you go in there
Toys R
and you
Us.
could play with the stuff while your parents were shopping, you could beg, please Daddy need one,
Yeah,
please.
KB Toys was the one in the mall.
Was the one in the mall, yeah.
You had to,
Yep.
because I had to suffer through. Holy man! What was the first?
Toys R Us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my jeez! I did a case where some family their little kid got whacked in the face by the swinging thing or something, and I brokered the deal where they got their money,
Yeah.
their medical. And I took my pay in gift cards.
Oh, did you?
For my kids, because I mean that place hurt economically.
Oh yeah, that was. Your parents
Oh,
tried to
my
march you right back.
goodness.
And I used to go to the Eric Funches, I forget how to pronounce his last name. Eric Funches. It was a hobby shop,
Oh,
and you go
Oh,
in there,
that's cool.
you get all your train stuff, your
Oh,
minges
yeah,
for the trains.
yeah.
Again, fun times. These
Yep.
guys will never, ever, ever know it.
and it's like it could be done with barely no money,
Right.
and it was.
No, it was just hanging out.
It was It was a true hangout.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It was.
And don't forget, you got the the seniors that were walking in the morning, they would open the malls early so they could do their laps. Or
Yeah, right.
That might still happen. I don't know. I mean,
It was, it was,
and then, how would you get home from there?
make a phone call.
How? On a payphone.
That's right. You better have
That's
some.
the fun they'll never
you
know.
better
Too.
have some change, you know, so they don't do, you know. I guess you get.
So I have a payphone hack. So you know the part you talk into, right?
Right.
So you got the circle, and you got all those little holes in it,
Right.
right? Well, you would take a paper clip,
Okay.
You stick it in the center hole, and then you touch it to the metal on the payphone, and you got a dial tone, and you can call anywhere for as long as you wanted to. And that's a real thing. You can really do that.
Oh, I know. I believe you.
I was the star of the school when I showed everybody that one. Probably get arrested now. Years
The
later.
best I got was when it was a dime for a dryer.
Yeah.
And you put tape on it, and it would turn and activate, but you still had your dime.
Oh,
I thought I was so badass, you know. I was like, woo, you know.
But you remember you'd be on the payphone, right? You talk for a while, and you hang up, and then it would ring, right?
Yep.
And you go, no, don't answer it.
Right, right.
And it would ring, and you still owe 20 cents, so please add another 20 cents. Oh, all right.
So call and collect with a fake name.
Yeah.
And then if you were late,
Yeah.
you just waited,
Yeah.
right?
Or-
No tracking dot.
Yeah. But if you want to get a message, so let's say I was going to be late,
Right.
And I had to use a payphone, and there was no payphones, right? So you got no change on it, so you call collect,
Right.
and the name you use is I'm going to be late.
Right. Exactly. It's amazing how many messages took place. I mean, I know
We
that
still got by.
when the mother of my children, you know, we were a mile, you know, 2 different states.
Yeah.
And it would be just like, you know, I love you, operator.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
oh, yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
And it was, I mean, those long distances, man, were bad. It was like, especially with the father.
Yeah.
It was 3 flipping minutes, man.
Yeah.
Hardcore.
Yeah.
And you got people trying to, you know, I love you,
Yeah.
happy Christmas. Anyway,
That's how it was.
yeah.
Yeah, and then of course you always have the habit if we are waiting around for somebody, you put your finger in the little change thing to see if there's any change.
Yeah.
So and you'd
And
find them,
sometimes
man.
it was hit them big.
I've gotten $1 out of there. It's like, oh, holy shit, there's
Yeah.
10 times in
And
there.
that would happen too with cigarette machines and the whole
Yeah,
time. Every once in a while, one of
Look
those
around,
things
you
would cut loose. You know.
check
Yeah. So and it says like you got here today, most Americans rely on mobile phones, and Pew says 90% of U.S. adults own a cell phone, and 91% own a smartphone.
Yep. Yeah, those days are over, man.
It's over.
You see them. I think L.A. When I was in L.A., there was like one that still, and then you saw like 30 people
And they're
around.
slimed out, you know, and because
If you got the number on the phone, you can call back to the phone too. You can call that number.
I mean, the whole thing was, you know, when I experienced it, you know, it was so sad. You know, my cell phone went dead.
Yeah.
Well, and I found a payphone.
Oh, you did. Yeah, you're lucky.
Now what?
Yeah.
Where am I get the numbers?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
True.
In fact, and that's the other thing too. You know, we always remember the numbers. It could be your third, fourth cousin.
That's right.
And you'd be like, 257, 258.
Exactly.
But we were able to actually retain all those numbers,
Yeah.
man.
Wow.
I never had a phone book. I always had in my head.
I still like it. You know, when they say something, give us the last 4 numbers of your phone number. You know, I still have to run through the area code there. Much less remember your number.
You still got to check sometimes.
Yeah, no. So, and then your next, the family, this is, because we're coming up on the one that probably just, okay.
So the landline, yeah.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
Wow. I
Wow.
remember I used to get in trouble for that landline.
Wow.
So you know how we had that cord that curled?
Yep.
Right? So we get the landline and I'd be like 3 rooms over from the actual spot where you hang it up, you
Yeah,
know? And I found, hey, you're stretching the cord! You know, and I'd like move like 3 inches so that it would give it a little slap.
The whole, yeah.
And then I think I told you too, one time, I don't know the exact issue, but I told my parents, like my friend had something or something like that. And they said, okay, well, I want you to call him right now and I want to see. So I did one of those where I'm sitting there on the phone, but I'm holding the button down so it doesn't go.
Right.
And I'm like, hey man, what's going on? Yeah. And all of a sudden it rings, right?
Oh, dude.
And both my parents are just standing there. I'm like, wow, that's weird. Hey, let me call you back.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, no, it seemed like those things always kind of seem to.
That's when they happen, man.
I mean, no caller ID.
Yeah.
When you picked up, that was it.
That was it. I remember we first got Star 69. And Star 69 was like that you could call that person right back, see who it was. Yeah.
Right back.
Yeah.
Right back. Yeah. And yeah, it's I like this here. Gen Z will never know the fear of calling your crush and having your dad answer.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I've done that and hung up.
Yeah. It's just it was too much pressure. You know.
Especially if the father doesn't like you and you try to call. You know what I mean?
Oh man.
Hello. Click.
Yeah. And it's so funny because they always knew.
They knew who it is.
And they, just depending on if they wanted to have some fun with it. But then, so anyway, we had real Black Fridays, too.
We had real Black Fridays. We had crazy Black Fridays.
Wow. Wow.
I'm kind of not missing that, you know what I mean? But yeah, it was. Remember, we had jets.
That kind of goes into kind of a combination of, like for me, the mall was all about Nordstrom's, Nordy's. I just... it was at that time where suits, I was wearing suits and blah, blah, blah. And the Black Friday, man, was killer because you'd go in and shirts, lovely shirts and suits and everything was on sale, right? So literally, that was short of going to Thailand. This was going to be the best deal you were going to get. And then Nordy's had a shoe shine. Oh my God, So I always had my shoes. I mean, what I was wearing, because shoe shines are very spiritual.
Very rare now too.
Yeah, very rare. And then I would have couple bags of my shoes and leave them, and then they would polish them up. I mean, it may sound like kind of excessive, but it was a real treat. Man. It was a treat. Yeah. It was a treat.
But then I gotta be honest with you. I think I've only done one Black Friday event, and that was like in 2008. Other than that, I never really.
Yeah, no, people. It was like lined up.
I'm not a bargain person. That's what I'm into the consumer stuff. I'm not a bargain person either. I would avoid the chaos and pay full price.
Right. Well, I understand that. Yeah. This was. I mean, if you could get a Hickey Freeman for half off, I'll stand in the line. And now it's probably.
But you don't see that on the news anymore. You don't hear about it as much.
Yeah.
I think the last time I even heard anything about it was like South Park did a episode on it.
Right.
That was a long time ago. And since then I haven't really seen much. But yeah, I mean, at least what they're missing out. I know they still have Black Friday deals, but not like that.
Right.
Not like back then.
Well, plus Black Friday is now Black Thursday, Black.
Yeah, it's not even a thing anymore because
Black Month.
Yeah, Black Monday. Cyber Monday.
Yeah,
there's no more.
It just goes on and on.
Yeah, so there's no emphasis anymore to have to be there for that.
So what do you got next?
So we got the next one is affordable starter cars.
That's oxymoron, brother.
Well, remember I was telling you, in the 80s, in the 80s, the 90s, and 70s, everybody had a beater car, man. Everybody would pay a couple $100, and I remember my friends had the LTDs. From the 70s, big ones, because they had nice cars for the summertime. They had Camaros and stuff, but they always bought those cars. You could buy a perfectly working car, $150, register and insure it, and drive it until back then you would see people driving down the street with headlights hanging out. Remember, whole front end smashed up, right? Now,
what do you mean you saw people?
Well,
I was one of those.
Yeah, and you don't see that anymore. Everybody's got a decent car now.
Yeah.
Because now you can just go and sign your name and.
I'm stunned. Yeah, you go into a parking lot and it's just like.
Yeah, everybody's got.
Everything's nice.
Yeah.
And
there's no more beaters.
Which I guess I'm happy for them, but I just seem to.
And even the beaters are like newer cars. They just got damaged. You know what I mean?
I mean, and that's how they have to advertise as if they use all kinds of cutesy phrases and like, but it's like you're buying a new car.
You are buying, basically, yeah. I mean, now you're paying what you would pay for a new car. I mean, there's no more $200.
If I could get
as long as it's safe, I'll let you drive it. Right, with your parents,
Oh yeah.
But
if I could get my Ram, the one that I want, it would be a house.
Yeah.
I mean, by the time you get all the
by the time you get done paying for it, I can't talk. But a good car now is the price of a starter home back in when,
Yeah, I mean, and this is just factual, which, I'm not sure, because, of course, I remember, when our parents would tell us, these stories, and I'm not sure how an economic instructor would actually play this out on a chalkboard, as it, because back when they were saying it, I was going, well, yeah, you got paid $1 a day, so a 5-cent loaf of bread was equivalent to what we get and what we pay. Other than they didn't have shrinkage.
No, shrinkflation.
Shrinkflation.
There was some shrinkflation, but not like we have it now.
And it's like you had. So then you had, you could do that and buy home.
But see, but also when you bought a car back then, that's it. You owned it, right?
Right.
Now, even when you pay it off, you're still paying for subscriptions for the fucking heats, the seat heaters, and the driving software, and so you. That's what we're coming to, and that's what a lot of people are talking about with all the subscriptions and stuff. We're getting to a place where we own nothing anymore. We just rent everything from the richest people.
You paid straight up cash. I was in Washington D.C. my first car then, and I had to call home. I said, I'll pay you back at the end of the summer when I come back. It was a '64 Chevy Chevelle for $300.
Yeah.
Powder blue.
Yeah.
Right, and. And I pay her back.
Yeah. And then you could do that. Like now it's saying that Kelly Blue Book is saying that the average new vehicle transaction price passed $50,000 for the first time since September 2025.
Yeah. I love how Ford says you pay what our employees pay, and I'm like, well, they're also union on the line. They're going to pay.
They can afford it.
I mean, anyway, so the affordable houses, tell me about that.
Yeah, the affordable starter homes too. Yeah, we don't have those anymore. I remember complaining because when I first got married, the starter home was like around $250,000, right? And that was like crazy.
Yeah, it is.
My parents bought their home for $30,000 or less than that, a lot less than that. When they sold it, it was in the millions.
Yeah.
Now, in order to get that kind of turnover, you're going to pay right from the start. So $250,000. What is it now?
Well, I don't know. Because I paid. Let's see, what was it? Right around. I think it was $46,000 for a brand new 2-story, huge lot in Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Yeah.
All the amenities, blah blah blah. I mean. Yeah, it was $56,000.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I remember even the condos back then, you were getting them for like $25,000. Had a garage, and they were townhomes. So $25,000, $30,000. You're getting a beautiful 2-story, 3-bedroom, garage, laundry room, 2.5 baths or 1.5 baths.
Yeah.
Now, my God, man, you'd be paying $500,000 for that thing.
I mean, so Treasury found from 2000 to 2020, the median rents rose faster than median household income in 88% of U.S. Counties.
Yeah.
And Harvard housing researchers noted price-to-income ratios were relatively stable from 1980 to 1999, then climbed sharply in the 2000s. And
it hasn't stopped.
And it's not stopped.
No, and the quality's gotten worse. I mean, the walls are paper thin.
And people will pay, so they get.
And you're getting less land.
And they get in. Oh yeah. They get in line. They're a virtual line. Yeah. And they're going wink, wink, nod. I'll pay an extra $10,000.
Yeah.
If I can move up, to get this. Right now I'm thinking of Berkeley, and I mean, because at least in Berkeley, there's very strict housing, blah blah, which also then impedes the ability to buy a home there.
Yeah.
I mean, because oh gosh, but at least it's not a track house, which now
They're all cookie cutter.
I'm
Yeah,
not,
they're all, and then, but again, yeah. So okay, and when I used to work the clubs, I went to one of the owners' houses in Windermere, which is in Florida, which is where Tiger Woods lived in them, right?
Sure.
And if someone, you know how they always talk about your neighbors borrowing sugar, right?
right.
So, if ever that could be true, is if at this place where he was paying $2 million for this house, right?
Right.
And I could pass sugar to the neighbor. Like I could literally open the window and go, here you go.
Really?
Yeah. And this is and in Florida is so much land, right? But yet they put everything into these gated communities. Everything's gated. That's the thing.
Right.
Well, I'd rather have no gate and have my property, right?
Yeah.
Especially the money they're paying.
Yeah.
And it's
yeah.
incredible. And I got to see. I was there when Tiger smashed the car into the. It was right across the street from where I was at.
Oh.
And there's during I think it was Thanksgiving. I was there during that time.
Oh,
I was
wow.
house sitting. But yeah, so I mean, and that's people that are paying millions of dollars. So what are you getting if you're paying $500,000 for a starter home? You're not getting anything.
You got your first kid. You're living on the Rob Peter paid Paul story.
Yeah,
And
we all are.
yeah, and see, and the thing is, that type of stress, researchers tell you, will grind you down.
Yeah.
Right. When you're living on that edge, and I mean, or like especially, I always think of like a car salesman or
Yeah.
something where it's based upon
Commission.
and
Yeah.
and so you're coming up in the end of the month, and you've
We sold one
sold
car.
a beater,
Yeah.
and you're standing out there. Oh my gosh! Anyway,
I don't know how they can do it now. I mean, but again, everything's going to rental now. I mean, people can't. Don't forget,
you got a lease. You got a lease.
Even when you get the you can say you got to buy a house, you have a certain amount of money. You know what the down payment is now, bro? I mean, yeah, I can afford it monthly, but I got to save $50,000 or more to make it.
Yeah.
Make it so I can afford it monthly. I don't know. It's just
And that's just your deposit on
Yeah.
a rental.
yeah.
Your
no,
cleaning
but,
deposit.
yeah. No, I know. It's just I don't know how they do it. And again, the quality is so bad.
Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest things. And I've been seeing that a lot lately on shows and in videos that a lot of these houses. One lady had to demolish the whole house
Yeah.
after buying it because it was just so bad. And I think that guy, remember that guy Holmes on Holmes, that big dude in overalls.
Yes.
He was part of all that.
Yeah.
And said they were all good. And yeah, so good luck for that.
Yeah.
I mean,
So here we got a good one here.
yeah, this is
Cheap movie nights.
cheap movie nights. Oh,
man,
my
this,
God,
This,
man,
this is gonna go right to my heart, man. I just
So when you didn't want to do the videotape, you got to go out, get the whole family together. It might so if you got a family of 4, right? You're
Right.
getting popcorn and drinks and doing the whole thing.
yeah.
Back then, probably like $20, man.
Yeah.
Now
I mean, it's still, it was.
It was more expensive
It seemed like it was a lot of money and
Yeah.
everything, but not,
no, because you've always made fun of the candy prices.
Right.
And people trying to
like
sneak
you said,
food
you
in.
Sneak,
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah! You could see. My thing is,
You feel like
I
you were
sneak
beating a man.
everything in except the popcorn because it has to be movie popcorn, right?
Yeah.
And you get some extra
Yeah.
Pennzoil, squirt on it,
Yeah.
And then I started putting jalapenos on it. I mean, it was a feast, Then about halfway through the movie, I got a boogie out of there. It's all working.
It's clean.
But the kids, and just the whole, the Sunday paper, looking at all the movie spreads,
Yeah.
And it was.
The trailers and
Yeah.
going there for that. I mean, all that's still there.
How
but
about a drive-in, brother?
Oh man, the
The
drive-ins.
best.
I think I told you too. The last time I was at a drive-in was 1995. I don't know if it's still there, but it was in Lake Winnipesaukee, in New Hampshire.
Oh yeah.
My son
So
was
cool.
just born. My son was like a year old. We wanted to go to the movies to see Independence Day.
Yeah.
And my son's a year, so the only way you could do it is if you do a drive-in,
Right.
And we drove like an hour. Got there. We stayed the night and everything. It was a good time. But
Nice.
that was one of the last
Yeah.
movie theater.
I
drive-ins that I ever
still,
saw.
it was good.
There are still some around.
Yeah, there are a few coming back, and but again, it was I mean, kids had sleeping bags,
Yeah.
and you had the Suburban turned around.
You had that big microphone. I mean, that big speaker in your window. Clip to your thing. People drove away with it on there by accident, forgot about it. People used to sneak in the trunk of the car to get inside.
I still can't get over how in a Volkswagen, my brother, his wife, my friend Joe, who was right around 6'7", watched all of the Clint Eastwood, the 4 spaghetti movies all night. Jacked into that Volkswagen. To this day, I don't,
My uncle was, I used to go with my uncle a lot. He was all about Friday the 13th movies and all that.
Yeah.
And then, if you went, okay, where I grew up, we had a movie theater. I mean, a drive-in theater. We had 3 screens. And you could go there, and the movie you weren't allowed to see would be playing on the other screen. So you could just turn and watch it. You couldn't get sound out of it. But you could watch the whole thing, And as a little kid, that was like sneaky,
Oh, yeah.
Finally, turn around. Oh.
Yeah. That's funny.
Well, they go, go get some hot dogs or whatever. You don't come back for like 45 minutes. But yeah, I miss that, man. But we had, so they took it down, that movie, but they put up a sign saying, coming in the summer of, I think it was like 86, 3 brand new screens are going to redo it.
Wow.
And then it was the summer of 87, and then the summer of 88, and then all of a sudden it was a huge car dealership. So those hopes were dashed. But it was Hallisey World of Wheels.
People.
Yeah, Hallisey World of Wheels, and I think closed like so many years later. So.
Tell me about the next one.
All right, the next one, the physical music culture. I mean,
that's more your baby. Tell me.
Well, yeah, that's the same thing as the malls, and that goes right along with the same. I mean,
cassette players.
You can walk into
CD players.
Yeah, you can walk into. Well, back then, like Virgin Records does it, but you walk into a record store. You had the headphones on. You could listen to the record before you went home. You could listen to a couple of tracks.
That?
Yeah,
that was like
you had the booths.
Borders bookstore had those.
Yeah, you had the booths. You go in.
I forgot about the booths.
Yeah.
I mean, you get your girlfriend in there and listen to music. I mean,
I can smell the vinyl right now when you walked in.
You're right.
And the CDs.
Yes.
Wow.
I forgot about that.
Even back then, you had to ask the person to come get the CD out, I think. Some of those places. Walmart sold them.
Wow.
But yeah, now it's just go online and buy. There's no.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't want to call it a journey, but there isn't.
Yeah.
Come on. We're gonna go to the record store. We're gonna listen to some music. We'll get something to eat.
Yeah,
now it's just like, wow, what do you want to listen to?
Borders, it was a flippin' bookstore, which is so I was, but I still, because my thing was blues and jazz, and they would have, and you could listen, right?
Yep.
And it was fun to watch people bebopping along, getting into their music, and man, that was something.
It was a good time.
Like you say, the album art mattered.
Yeah.
I mean, remember Columbia Records?
Yeah.
I mean, Columbia Records, I got, 20 records and a phonograph and a stereophonic with 2 plastic speakers.
Oh, you got the whole thing.
I ground that thing out, man. That needle was like just tore the vinyl back.
I don't know how that place stayed in business.
It was amazing. That's right, Santana. I got the whole, this is where I got educated.
My first big purchase as a teenager was opening an account with them.
Right.
And picking on them. I got
Columbia
Huey Lewis.
and Capital.
Yeah, I got Huey Lewis in the news.
Yeah.
I got all the latest stuff. It was only a penny for the first round.
Yes.
And then I don't think I ever paid after that, man. Like I said, I don't know how they stayed in business, man. They just went out of business,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, just like the last couple of years.
Mm.
So that's pretty crazy.
It was so, man, to get that box with vinyl. I mean, albums, right? We're not talking 45s.
You spin it.
And
take that wrapper off.
And you had your rosewood cleaner, wood.
Yeah.
Rosewood, had that
thing.
And you cleaned it. I would clean it, and then I would place it carefully.
It was almost like a lint brush, remember?
And then I recorded it onto cassette, right?
Of course.
Fresh, blah blah, and then I would carefully put it. My record collection got better treatment in moves than anything else in the house.
Yeah.
To make sure they didn't warp. I mean, You would alphabetize them. My first Apple computer, I made the list.
My first big collection, my brother gave it to me. It was Kiss. It was a whole Kiss collection. And I get my cousin Marie was a huge Kiss fan, like traveled and everything, right? And he goes, I got something for you. And I go, what is it? He goes, well, you got to guess. And I said, I don't know. And he goes, I'll give you a hint. Marie. That's what he says. My cousin's name.
Right.
I went, Kiss.
Too cool.
But yeah, that was a good time. And again, the same thing. You'd go and you'd see people at the record store. It was all social, man.
Yeah.
Everything was socialized.
And then, like you have next, what do you have next? It follows that.
Yeah, the owning of the software, movies, and games.
Right.
Like I said, they're becoming a rental society, man. We're all subscription based.
Yeah.
Even the games now, you go online and you just do it online. You don't even
why
go
would
to.
you waste owning it when you?
Yeah.
You go and
I remember I had their friends that had all the DVDs and and I'm like, man, how many times are you gonna watch that? They don't, but it's all about the collection.
Yeah.
And then you couldn't even sell it for $1 when it was all said and done. But yeah, you bought Microsoft once. Your game cartridges, you bought them, you owned them. That's it, done deal. And now, right now they're still experiencing some of that, but it's slowly going away. And like I said, everything's subscription now. They want you to keep paying monthly. They don't want you to buy it one and done.
No. There was such huge, Tower Records, and then there was this. The place for a while, it was the Universe or something, and it was a monstrosity, man. And I got my first, I got a Panasonic computer.
Yeah.
Panasonic. Anyway, and then
I don't think I've ever seen it.
And then there was like this place that had everything you can imagine, from washing machines to the stereo, and then. Whole build your own computer repair.
Oh yeah, we had Circuit City back then.
Yes, there we go.
Yeah,
there we go. And then this one had a train inside. And they got hammered. They were gone.
Yeah.
Right. Circuit City put up a fight, but
Join us for part 2 as we keep going down memory lane and talking about the things future generations may never get to experience. If we missed something you remember, drop it in the comments. We want to hear it. And if you enjoyed the conversation, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. See you in part 2.